everyone, and welcome to Ohio Valley Couponer. Today when y'all are seeing it, it's going to be Thursday, September the 14th of 2023, and I'm here with a video a little bit different. Normally I do like Ibotta hauls or like couponing breakdowns in the store, but today's going to be a little bit different, and this is kind of like what happens when your deal doesn't work out as we planned. And honestly, this is something I experience quite often in my couponing, where I'll do a deal and the system and the rebate app won't work right for whatever reason and I don't get all of my money. And that kind of brings for a moment of panic when you're like, oh my gosh, I just bought this product. They clearly had a rebate advertised for it. It didn't work. This isn't right. And so I want to kind of share with you guys how I get these issues resolved, so you know what to do when you experience things like this. Because ultimately, if you coupon using the rebate apps, this is going to happen. And it's just like with paper coupons, especially back in the days where we got a lot of paper coupons. There would be once in a while where a coupon would literally have the exact item pictured or literally say the exact thing in the description of the coupon, but the coupon would not scan at the register. And that was just due to a glitch in the manufacturer's system that they did not code it right or whatever. And that kind of thing happens with the rebate apps. These are systems and they will fail at times. But that is why customer service is there to help us. And I know the customer service, that sounds real scary, but I do want to say that the very, very vast majority of times, customer service will right their wrong. And I can only count on one hand the amount of times that a rebate app has been like, you're out of luck, we're not giving you the money. Like very, very few times has that ever happened to me. And if it did happen, there's always the option to return it, but I would never go returning something without reaching out to customer service first. I'm gonna take you guys through how I get issues resolved with rebate apps, and hopefully give you guys some tips on how you can as well. I love to share these deals with you guys, but I also want to share what can you do when the deals don't work. I want to tell you guys how you can make it work if you run into an issue. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first instance happens where you have a rebate and you upload your receipt and the system doesn't automatically pick it up. Many times these apps will actually have systems set in place for this, where if it doesn't pick up the offer, there's a button you can click to correct your receipt. So Ibotta actually has a button that says missed item on receipt or add item to receipt or something like that. I'm gonna have pictures pop up and you can go in and select the item that's on your list, scan the barcode, and it'll run through again and try to verify that item. Fetch Rewards has a very similar thing where you can correct my receipt and try to re-verify the items, and it'll run through again and try to find the offers on your receipt. And then Swagbucks also has that same kind of thing where it will say request a review of my receipt. So if you notice your offer didn't automatically work, you can click the request a review. Many times that works. Many times they will end up getting your missed offers and you're good to go. So start there. However, there are times where that still doesn't work for a variety of reasons. So last week, for instance, I did a deal at Kroger. My Kroger had a bunch of Revlon marked down on clearance, and there were Ibotta rebates, so they were money makers. I loaded up and got several of them. Now, they were different shades or whatever, so what would happen was Ibotta only picked up certain shades automatically, and so when I indeed did buy a certain quantity, they were not giving me enough of the rebates back to get all the rebates I was claiming. So what I had to do is I had to submit a ticket. And submitting a ticket, each of these apps has their own way to do that. Ibotta has a way to do that. What you do on Ibotta is you go to the help center and you click submit a request and you just go through and input your information. It really, really helps to have screenshots of your information. So pictures of the product, the barcode, add the receipt and the Ibotta rebate. I know that's a lot, but if you don't do that initially, it'll delay the process even more because they'll ask for those things. So just do it from the get-go. And that really applies to most of the apps. So Fetch Rewards and Swagbucks. Go ahead and include that as well, just to be able to get things expedited, and they'll have all the information they need to verify you did indeed buy the right thing. But you submit a ticket and they will go through and review everything and make sure that you did buy the product that the rebate is available for, and they can just manually credit your account, which is really good. That is how it gets handled most of the time when they miss something on the receipt. So start with the automated options like Ibotta and Fetch and Swagbucks have, but if that doesn't work, go ahead and submit a ticket. With Fetch, same kind of thing. Go to the help center and send a message. Merryfield, you can just message them in the app and they'll get back with you. For Swagbucks, your receipt uploaded, you can go to your activity ledger and click on that specific transaction and then click the contact support. It'll create a ticket just for that transaction. If your receipt won't even upload, you can just go to the general help section and submit a general question like ticket there. So a couple different options for swag bucks depending on what you need. And then Shopkick, you can actually email them outright at help@shopkick.com. It's super simple, actually. Most of these rebate apps have made it pretty easy to get a hold of somebody. You can't just like call in. I've had people say, can I call in? Sometimes that would be easier, but no, they just do things over the computer and virtually and stuff with email. But, you know, pretty easy to get a hold of somebody. So that is available. So that's one way and one instance. Like if it misses something on your receipt and the offer is still available, then you can do that and it should resolve it. Now, another type of issue that I have run into is where an offer disappears while you're shopping. So this one is extremely frustrating, and I have had this happen where I'm in the store, the rebate shows that it's available, I go check out, and it's yanked. And that is beyond frustrating. And it's pretty misleading in my opinion. But there are times when I've just immediately returned stuff, but there are also times I've gone to customer service with the rebate apps, and a lot of times they actually will honor it. So a couple of weeks ago, I bought some Nutro dog food, and there was a 10,000 points offer on Fetch. Literally there as I was going to shop. But in between the time I saw the rebate and shopped, that same day, they yanked it with zero indication it was not set to expire. And so in that moment, I was really frustrated. I was like, okay, I'm going to reach out to them and I'm going to be like, hey, you guys had this here. It clearly didn't say it was expired. This is misleading. Don't be afraid to tell them how you feel like, hey, this is really frustrating as a consumer. This was there for me and saying it did not say it was expiring today. And then you just took it away anyway. Will you make this right since it showed it? And they did. They totally did. They're like, yes, we did remove that offer, but it was in your account, so we're going to give you the points for it. And they made that right. I've had Ibotta do stuff like that in the past, and Shopkick do that kind of stuff in the past. So a lot of times these apps, if you tell them like, hey, I was in the store, hey, I was literally like a couple hours ago, this was there on my account, no indication of expiring, will you make this right? And many times they will. It just, you have to ask. And if it doesn't work out, then, you know, if you have to return it, that's what you have to do. But at least you tried, and many times they will honor that wrong. For example, I have is them dropping a rebate while I'm in the store. Like it's still there, but the amount's a lot lower. That happens a lot. And again, I will just reach out and tell them like, hey, this said it was worth a certain amount when I was in the store, and you guys dropped it while I'm checking out. That's really not fair. Will you guys honor it? And many times they will. So if you're not getting your rebate money, I really hope that these tips and tricks helped you do that. Kind of like Cliff Notes real quick. Be as thorough as you can. Have screenshots if possible. Attach photos of the product front and back. You know, the receipts and screenshots of the offers. That really helps to expedite the process. If you don't have that stuff, it may or may not take longer, or it may or may not make them less likely to give you credit. So try to be as thorough as possible. Try the automated review systems first. Ibotta, Fetch, Swagbucks, they all have these automated review systems that will allow you to correct your receipt, and that may work. If all else fails, you can return stuff, but definitely try to submit tickets to the Rebate app customer service. Try to be honest with them. If you are frustrated as a consumer, let them know that. You know, let them know how you feel. These companies do want to make sure they have satisfied customers, so if you feel frustrated with them that they would take stuff away, let them know. Voice your opinion on that. And, you know, they might try to make an accommodation for you as you went through a frustrating experience where something's yanked in the store. You check it in the store and you check out and they took it away, or it's lesser value. You really can't compete with that. And a lot of times they will, you know, sympathize with your experience and be like, yeah, I get why that frustrates them, and we're going to make this right. So to let them know if you're frustrated that they did something. And, you know, just don't be afraid to try to contact customer service. It's not nearly as hard as it sounds, and they are pretty nice. Most of them are pretty nice to deal with. So yeah, those are my tips. And a lot, like I can honestly say that rebate apps 99% of the time for me will right their wrongs. So yes, if you're not getting your rebate money, just try to contact customer service, try to go through the review process, and you should honestly get your money. So anyway, guys, that's all I got. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.